Hey Rose, do you have the iPad? You don't? Okay. Let me get that really quick. Oh. Let me get that mic. No, I didn't. Just wanted to get right to this. And to be honest with you, I was not sure I was going to be streaming at all, so the time to do it, I figured I would. How are you doing, Hammy? You should be doing the self-portraits, by the way. IMO. Doing good. Yeah, so the self-portraits are one of the best things you can do for yourself. It's from a live model. It's practice, right? It's what you want. You need that. So essentially what I did here, I'm gonna actually duplicate this, but it's, I was gonna do thumbnail sketches, and this is the drawing that I did last time, but I really didn't spend a lot of time with the hands, and so as I'm going through and developing them, I'm seeing all the stuff that needs to change, so I'm actually doing some corrections here, which you might say, color study doesn't matter, right? True, but it helps getting the proportions in your head, so when I need to paint, I've already worked out all these problems. Not that I'm going to transfer this drawing specifically, but I could, like I have this in my head, right? Because I'm going to do a separate drawing onto the canvas. That is the plan, at least. Actually comes out. I did. This is true. That is exactly what happens. You're very astute. We get along just great.
If you watched my last video, you know that.
She did, I know you did. It's a fun video to do. Dragon, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Is that Rob? Yeah, she has a better memory than I do with this stuff. It takes me once or twice. Or 10 times. Yeah, Rob, I found your emails. I found them. For some reason, they went to spam. And I checked on my phone, and I only had four in spam, which I know there's more. So I'll double check everything else, like right after this. So daycare hard. We had to close the nursery today, so we had 7 kids. They cleaned the building with another coworker. That sucks. The feed froze. It's back now? Okay. Actually, do this. I know y'all can see this here. Give me a second. It's been very slow recently. It should be like 100. right now. I don't even need to see more. So I'm gonna actually, I'll probably have to contact the service provider for this. Because it shouldn't be freezing today, because it's like actually very nice outside, but still. We should reset that. Okay, so it's smooth, right? Y'all let me know. I know it's a pain, but if you see it, just say it's lagging pretty hard today or something like that. Either way, I think I should probably try to reset the modem. So I'm like totally paranoid after last time. So yeah, that's a good question. So let me show you. Rob, you were here when I was doing the drawing, the baby and the mother, Virgin Mary, baby Jesus. And so what I did essentially, I took the sketch, which is this right here, and I multiplied it out. But what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to do the flesh here and probably go through, do the drapery and stuff. I'm going to paint it out here, but then I'm going to duplicate all these layers and quadruple them, right? Multiply them out and do color studies of them and do various designs, like different colors, different designs, see which one I like. And that's what I'm going to do. So this is what I have, and I worked on this yesterday some, which I went through and did all this stuff. Here's the baby, and I can work on it, but I'm also doing this to get the drawing in my head so that I'm, like, when I actually go to paint, I've worked out a lot of these issues already here, right? That's what I'm doing. So I can kind of darken things, lighten things, because even after I go through and put this area in, it's going to change the way we see this, right? The values, the lights, the darks, and such. And so in Photoshop, you can kind of bring them up, bring them down, even though I don't know how to do that. I am going to figure that out, but I can have a little bit more flexibility and get what I want quicker. I think this will speed the process up. And I also wanted to do it right, because a lot of the times, especially recently, to save time, I've been like just going straight to the canvas. That's not smart. And I know better. So you work out everything, you know, on the canvas. That's not, you never want to do that. So. Does that answer your question, sir? Exactly. That's it. It's a tool. And I could have done this, like, I do it when I sketch as well. I think about as well. I do it when I sketch, like just in pencil, but, and, you know, I could be doing a color study and such. But, you know, this also, I enjoy switching up the medium sometimes because it keeps everything fresh, you know. And another thing that I try to do is I try not to control Z, undo a lot. I try to just go back through and correct and recorrect. And the reason is because it's harder to do and it keeps me sharp. Because this is a very forgiving medium, Photoshop is, because there's so much that you can do. All right. I got to start over. Just kidding. See? Watch. That's all it takes. It's the wrong color, but fix it. Boom! Yeah. And also I know I'm like doing the eyedropper tool, like where you can just like select it, but oftentimes I'll mess with this piece right here and select what I want, and just anything to kind of make it a little bit more tricky, so that I'm drawing a lot, right? I need to keep on drawing a lot and practice because I want to get better at this. I don't want this to be a hindrance. And so it's like, if you take a second and stop and think about what you're doing, you can kind of make a process, you can make the process a tool for you to improve, right? Drawing spheres just in graphite. I'm going to be doing the 5 main shapes. Excellent, man. So what's your? See, I think you've said this before. What's your goal? Like, do you have a goal right now in your art? You said this is something you're starting up, and like everything else is kind of gone on the wayside right now, and you're turning to art and you're trying to practice and such. And like, what's your path and your thoughts on that? Like, where are you at? Maybe I can help, and you can take what I have to say with a grain of salt. But like I said, I always say this. I do this because I enjoy giving people bad advice. Essentially, I enjoy helping people with this. It's very important.
Es importante.
As the Norwegians say. I do believe. Very cultured. We got Rose in the background too. You can't see her, but she's lurking. If you felt that ominous presence, that's her. Seething in the back. Thank you, Hammy. And that's why I say something that I say like that, so that you'll say that and further inflate my ego, which is already blown to max level. Max level, which is level 70 these days. Patches live. Thank you, Zerks. And so am I. Bitch. Send. Send. There we go. My goal is to be a realist painter. I do love the academic paintings I see, but I am such an early stage. I don't know what I don't know yet. All right, so those exercises, the sphere and all that stuff, they're excellent exercises. I'd encourage you just to do all of them you want. My main thing is the Borg course. Learning from Borg drawings and learning how to draw will make you better at painting. So you learn to draw first, and then you get to painting. But all this right here, all this stuff, yeah, painting's involved, color's involved. Oh yeah, Hammy, of course. Always, 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 always. But like all this stuff, like drawing is the key. Drawing is the key to all this. Let's fix this this up some. Xerxes, how's it going? Yeah. What the hell? Bad influence, I guess. Oh, no. No, that never happened, Hammy. No. No, not at all. No. Rose has been busy. She's been working. Six. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Literally, Zerx, the second you asked me the stance on teabagging, I looked that up and I actually found it. Then I got called away to do something really quick, but I thought that was freaking hilarious. It's actually a dunk called the teabag. I did not know. Why am I doing this? Jeez. Did you? Yeah. How'd you see that one? Did you look it up specifically because of why I looked it up? Iced honey. What's up? Charbarg, even that's how it's spelt drawing. Yes, you did spell it correct, Rob. That denotes a somewhat high intellect, which is indicative of the people who are in our Discord and here on this channel. Discord's name is Socket. Honey, how old were you when you started taking interest in art? Like this type of art, I would say 16, 17, somewhere around there, I think. Probably 17. Took a trip to Italy, liked what I saw when I was in high school, came back, immediately mastered it, just like that. And then I went to school. Iced honey. All right. It took me a while to get this stuff. And still, I'm working on it, obviously. I'm still working on it. It's not like... Still working on this. So this is where we're at right now. You know what? I'm going to shoot up to her face, because that's probably more fun to watch. Let's do that. I was working on that hand. I need to get the hand done anyway, but screw it all. Get face.
La faccia.
That's probably what we have. Let's bring this. Question, please. Do you recommend doing the bark drawings in graphite or charcoal, or both maybe? When you're starting, definitely graphite. What you want to do is master the techniques in the simplest form of medium that you can, which is pencil. Okay, that's how you say it, is pencil. All right, graphite, pencil, pencil. That's what we do. And then from there, we move on to charcoal. Charcoal has a wider range of values. So you first learn to like, you have pencil, the value range is like, this right here. Charcoal's value range is here. Paintings is here. And the nature is just like freaking crazy. It's all over the place. It's huge. Huge. All right, so that's what you want to give yourself, like stepping blocks, right? Make it simple for yourself. Because here's the thing. Don't think, Rob, the reason why I asked you about what you were doing, first off, I am interested, but you mentioned you were doing, the shapes and stuff, which that's a common exercise, and there's nothing wrong with that. It just sucks. It's boring. And so that's one of the things it's like you do if you're very serious about art, and you probably heard that you should do it, which there is a lot of value in that. The best thing that you can do, though, are the bark drawings and have somebody correct them, and I could help do that. But yeah, the bar drawings are definitely the way to go, I think. But not to say that there isn't value in those shapes. Just there's no value in the shapes. Just kidding. There is. It's boring. Probably a lot of people will give different advice. Laura! Ah, yes. It's Laura. And we have a little baby sleeping in. This is Rose. Well, I don't really have a streaming time. I just try to give a heads up in Discord, which I did not do, I admit. I just kind of winged it today. It's been an interesting time. So I've been all over the place. Wait, I got this for. Oh, man, this is good. Yes. Rob, I like your work. I do like your work. We need to make it look like it's not graphic design. We need to make it look fluid. And again, bar drawings. There's Charles Barg. Rob, look him up. Charles Barg, and there's a course on it. That book is 100% worth getting. It's the first thing that I would recommend somebody who's looking into this type of work. You get good at drawing. Get good at drawing. Oh, I remember what I was doing. I was going here. I can always shift these colors, but that's in the ballpark. Is it? I will say these digital streams are way easier than, the pins and the pencil and the painting, all that stuff, just because you have the camera set up, all this stuff. It's always at an angle. This is like straight up, which I like. It's cool. So I'm trying to paint, I guess, this in the most classical method that I can. I'm not one for using a lot of tricks, partially because I don't know them in Photoshop, but also I think it's very good practice just, not control-Zing a lot unless you really screw something up. I didn't see it. That mural. Laura, are you still looking at a stream, or are you just taking a quick break? Yeah. Did it go off? Oh my gosh. You guys have to tell me beforehand. Here's what I'm going to do. I am just going to hide this. How's that? That's better, huh? There we go. We're just going to hide that. Y'all don't need to see that. You're in stream. Well, you're in the stream here, but are you going to be streaming? Yes, Rose is, there's Rose. Yeah. Good. As long as like you're still doing it, I really was hoping that you hadn't stopped completely, but I know like that you were very busy. I think I had gotten the question some. Where's Laura? I said jail. I mean, she can only get away with stuff for so long. Let's go up here. We want it a little bit softer, red. Let's try this right here. Okay, this would be, it's a little bit much. Let's bring this up some, bring this down, grade out just a little bit. Maybe somewhere in here. That would be good up here. Maybe a little bit there. More yellow. That's better. One more. There we go. Yeah, they're saying hey, Rose. She says hey. Maybe this Friday, I'm definitely considering it. Don't know what to stream. What have I been up to? It's just, well, a lot of things, but mainly just been working on this right here. Just been trying to get this thing going. Depending on canvas, do you recommend dark colors, then light, or light then dark? The former. I recommend going dark and working your way up. So this isn't ideal because obviously I'm starting on a light surface. But as you saw, I kind of started with the dark and then went to the midtones, and now I'm working my way up to the light. This is a little bit different, but not really, I guess. Yeah, so if I was doing it, for example, I would say, if I'm working this forehead up, I'd say, okay, like there's a value or something like kind of coming in here like this, right? Honestly, this is what I would do. Let's just take this forehead, for example, right here. So I'm kind of piecemealing it a little bit for some reason, I don't know why, but I would just squint down right here and just like blocking this big basic shape. Do you see what I'm saying? And maybe this is faster. Big basic shape with the midtones and stuff kind of coming in, like, right? It normally looks something like this, and I make sure this is nice and soft here, soft, and I have like, a couple different values. I might increase the chroma a little bit there. Soften that, darken that. Right, so you have something like this so that when we're squinting, I know y'all can't see the reference photo, but like from here, You know, we slowly just start, we can bring the light values. That was actually darker. We can bring light values up from them, right? We start bringing these light values up a little bit. And just start hatching them in. Bring the light up. Bring the light up, because we see in light, right? So it's easier to, in my opinion, to add the light like that. Slowly, slowly, slowly bring it up. You know, and so I'm squinting. You see, I'm squinting and just trying to get like the big shape and the light impression. And that's what I'm doing. It is a personal painting. So, like I said, like yeah, this is a personal painting right here. It's gonna be nice. Like I said, I wanted to do something nice for Christmas. But I don't know if I'm gonna get this out by Christmas, but that's okay. Right? That's okay. It's fine. Whatever. You know. There we go. Let's just get these shapes put in. I don't need everything like totally correct, accurate, but let's just get the big basic shapes locked in, and then we can go from there. There, and then maybe this one's going to be a little bit warmer. Something like that. There we go. I always find it hard to like work from like light to dark. You know, sometimes, and especially it has to do with the paint too. If the lead white, for example, if you're working with lead, or even titanium is very overpowering. Like sometimes it's very hard to darken that, right? Because then it becomes milky or whatever, and it grays the colors out. So there's a method of painting where you can like take the dark and press it and wipe away the white and press the dark into it, which I kind of do, but you'll have to do that a couple times depending on how light the value is. I don't know, it's tricky. Tricky. Do you think it's necessary to learn anatomy for painting, or do you think being able to observe shapes and values is more important? Both are important, but at first, the shapes and values. Because if you, for example, can get your hands on a model class, or even just, if you don't have that, doing reference photos, you'll learn anatomy, and at the same time, that's when I would start studying anatomy. I wouldn't necessarily start studying before. I'd start studying like after you've been working on the model for like a couple like weeks to a month, a couple months, depending, because then I think you'll observe more. You'll start picking things out, being like, oh yeah, I like this point right here on the figure. I remember seeing that several times. And that's what that is. Okay, it'll stick in your head, so you'll save more time in your pursuit of learning anatomy. You'll learn it quicker. And that's what I think. But everybody learns differently. They do. They really do. So. Don't have to see. Yeah, you can ask whatever you want. Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. And you know, hey, if something doesn't work for you, you know, that I, for example, might recommend, just let me know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Everybody works different. So as it would apply to me,